As for the situation on Capitol Hill, House lawmakers have yet to go home for their summer break. The Senate version of the spending bill failed tonight.
And as NBC's Steve Handelsman reports, it's not just Democrats versus Republicans, it's also the Tea Party, led by Texas Senator Ted Cruz, battling Republicans.
With the surge of children from Central America unabated, lawmakers were set to leave on summer break without agreeing on a fix.
This is a real crisis.
House Democrats want the Senate plan, $3+ billion to beef up the border and speed up the hearings that Central American kids are entitled to.
Not to be met with the barrel of a gun and a one-way ticket back without considering whether they are justly in this country.
House Republicans would end the right to hearings, spend just $660 million, and send a message
that if you come here illegally, you will be deported.
No nation can survive that doesn't secure its borders and enforce its laws.
But a conservative revolt led by Texas Tea Party Senator Ted Cruz killed the GOP plan. Cruz does back a bill to block President Obama from issuing executive orders to let migrant kids stay in the U.S. like he did in 2012.
And if the president takes these actions, he'll be sealing the deal on his legacy of lawlessness.
The best way to avoid me acting on my own is work with me.
And ironically, with House Republicans in disarray and planning to come back and try again tomorrow, Speaker Boehner asked President Obama to take steps without Congress to solve the border crisis. I'm Steve Handelsman, NBC News, Capitol Hill.
So what can President Obama do without Congress that he's not already doing? He can order more children brought here as children be allowed to stay, but Republicans want tougher border enforcement. And if the right to individual hearings is preserved, most Republicans want each child given his or her day in court quickly. That's so most can be sent back home sooner rather than later. It's to get out the message to Central Americans that almost none of the children will be allowed to stay in the United States. Going in depth, according to the new Pew Research Survey, U.S. Hispanics are divided over what to do with all the Central American immigrants who are crossing illegally. 49% support the current system and process of deportation. Slightly fewer want it done faster. A majority of Americans overall prefer speeding up the legal process. State Bar of Texas wants to do what it can to speed up these deportation proceedings. They set up a web page offering links and a schedule for training meetings for lawyers willing to volunteer their services. You can get more details on Austin events through KXAN.com. One lawyer explained why she's letting authorities know she is available to work.
They do have a right to have their story told. However, we need to ensure that those rights are being preserved for those children and for people who are entering this country seeking legal assistance so that we preserve the integrity of the immigration system.
One of the reasons officials are putting out the call for volunteer attorneys is that unlike the criminal justice system, lawyers are not automatically appointed by a court to those needing help in deportation proceedings. Follow along at KXAN.com for our continuing in-depth coverage on border security issues, as well as past reports from the U.S.-Mexico border on the humanitarian crisis.